Well, hi everyone. This is Jilly Little Zen Crone. Guess what day it is? It's Wednesday. So it's time for Wednesday Tarot Wisdom. And you all seem to really like the pick-a-pile that we did last week. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do it a little bit differently, and I hope you guys won't be too upset about it. What I'm going to do is to show you the piles, and then you'll select your piles, and then I'm going to shuffle and pull the cards, and you're just going to have to trust me. And because of the length of the video, I really want to be able to get it in under 15 minutes so I can upload directly from my iPad. So, it's really a cloudy day, and honestly, like, I'm starting to glow a little bit. It's very cloudy, but it's really humid here today. And I've kind of closed the house down a little bit, but I'm hoping to get a walk in before before the rain comes. But it's kind of cozy at the same time, you know, those rainy days. And I've been sipping on some iced tea, and I just lit some incense for us. Not sure if you can see in the back. On the top of the bookshelf in the middle, there's a long piece of wood. And that wood is actually from an old textile mill in Massachusetts. And it's a bobbin. And my grandfather had a lot of them up in the loft of his barn. And when I was young, and you know, I just thought everything was really cool, and he said, "What are you going to do with that?" And I said, "I don't know, but they're so cool." Well, here Mr. Honey thought they were really cool too, and he made an incense burner out of them. There's a piece that flips up that must have had like maybe the spool on it, or maybe that's what they wrapped the thread around. I'm not sure, but there's a little hole in there, and you can just stick two pieces or a piece of incense in there and burn it, and it's great. So anyway, that's burning for us back there. All right, without further ado, let's get on to Wednesday Tarot Wisdom, and I will go ahead and put the camera down so you can pick your cards, and then we'll come back up for the readings. Hi everyone, we're going to do another pick a card this week, and I'm really sorry for the light. It's very cloudy outside, and I really have about every light in the house on, so there's lots of shadow. But anyway, you have 3 piles again this week. If you are looking for some encouragement, if you need some clarity, or if you're just looking for some encouraging and warm words that will still kick you in the butt, this is pile number 1. This is for you. This is the Gaian Tarot that I'll be reading from. If you're looking for a general, give me some clarity and words of wisdom for my week, this is pile number 2. This is the borderless Waite-Smith Tarot deck. This is the Naked Pam. And if you are needing some advice about love and relationships, whether that is your relationship to yourself or to a romantic relationship, or to a family situation, this is I know you know these backs, the Art of Love Tarot, and this pile is for you. So take a look, pick the pile, and I will see you in just a second. All right, people from pile number 1. So you guys might be having just a little bit of a down week, or just need some extra encouragement coming from a loving, nurturing tone. And that is this deck right here, the Gaian Tarot. This deck and the Druidcraft are probably the decks that speak to my soul the most. If you like nurturing kinds of decks, if you like decks with diversity in them, a lot of people know about this deck already. It's a lot of diversity, a very modern take on the cards. You'll see as the reading goes along. So anyway, this is the deck for you and the reading for you. And then the stone that laid on top of it is a piece of what was sold to me as Pakistani agate. Pakistani onyx, I'm sorry. Now, I'm not actually sure anymore what the books say about the healing properties of Pakistani onyx. But what I can tell you is this sits on what is now my ancestor altar. It's always been on my altar because of just the feeling that I get from this is just very, it's a feeling of like unconditional love, and it's a very settling stone. It's nurturing, and I have been known to sit in meditation with the stone held to my heart. So, all right, so without further ado, I have shuffled and picked the cards, and they're really interesting. So the first card I got is Strength. This is not my favorite card out of this deck, but it is the Strength card. This is a major arcana card, so it's something that you really want to pay attention to. Normally, when I'm doing a reading, I say normally, I mean over 50% of the time, this card speaks to me of strength that is needed, to remember to garner our strength. But today what I'm getting from this card is that you already have the strength in you. The strength is there to do what needs to be done. Whatever it is that you're facing in your life, you have the strength. Look at the sun back there. The sun's coming up. There is a new day. And you have the strength to do whatever it is that's in front of you to do. This is where this next card is where this deck gets interesting. So, this card is the Three of Air. So, in the Waite-Smith translation, this would be the Three of Swords. And we know what this card looks like in the Waite-Smith deck, or many of us do. It's the card with the heart and the three swords through it. This is where this deck really comes through with a different message for us. So here sits this guy in a library. It could be he's in a library, or it could be he's in his library. Maybe this is his sacred space, and he's sitting at his table. He's writing, looks like he's writing in a journal. And he's lost in thought. So the Three of Swords is about, in what I get from this card, is kind of what's swirling around in our heads. A lot of times when we are in stressful situations or when life is busy, we have all these thoughts that are swirling around in our heads, and we can feel overwhelmed or, even a tad confused about kind of not knowing which way to go next or what to do. And so this card is really a great marker. It's a great card to look at and say, wow, maybe getting thoughts out on paper is a good thing to do. And a way to remember the strength that you have, right? All right, and then the last card is, this is one of my favorite cards in this deck. And this is the Elder of Earth. Now, in the Waite-Smith deck, this would be the King of Pentacles. But here we have a woman. We have a woman of a certain age. We have a crone. And she's spinning. And she's sitting in her garden. And it has a very autumn feel to me. And here we are on the brink of autumn. The look on her face, I mean, she knows what she's doing. The way that the card is balanced, there's a strength in this card. There's a surety. There's a surety, a confidence that all is coming together. She's spinning this yarn to create, to make things that are going to keep people warm for the winter. She's preparing. But there's strength and confidence and surety here. So your strength, you've got it. It's inside you. So bring that strength out. And part of the way you can do that is to sort those thoughts out in your head. One of the ways you can do that is to journal, to write it down. Even just writing a list sometimes helps, right? I hope this has helped you. And if you'd like to look at the rest of the readings, stay tuned. Keep watching. Here they come. Take care, everyone. Be kind to each other, and see you next week. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 2 people. If you picked pile 2, we're reading with the Borderless Waite-Smith deck. And this is a general, overall reading. I did pick, the stone I picked is a beautiful piece of ruby and zoisite. Now, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but there's sparkles in this. I can't see it. Maybe you guys can. I'll turn it over too so you can get the other side. It's just a beautiful green stone with some natural ruby in there. So again, the books talk about this stone being really good to heal the heart. It's supposed to be an excellent stone for healing grief. I know some of you out there are experiencing some grief issues. Ruby and zoisite is a really good stone for that. I also have used ruby and zoisite to help open up my third eye, and it has really helped me in that area too. It helps to activate our body's defenses and own healing mechanism. So I like to use this stone when I practice Reiki as well. So let me give you another look, and then we'll get to the reading. Okay, and as I said in the beginning, I've pre-drawn the cards, and the first card that came up for you guys is the Wheel of Fortune. So, a change is in the air. Change of seasons. A change is coming. And maybe you're ready for that change. Maybe you've been really wanting that change to happen. And maybe there's a change coming and you're kind of bracing yourself for it. And you're not sure at all whether you're ready for it or whether you even want a change. And some of you are just walking along not knowing that things are about to change. But as we know in life, nothing is permanent. Everything always changes. This wheel is always in cycle. Everything is in motion. And so who comes to help us on this way but the Hermit? Now, I love this card. This particular Hermit, I like him. Because he's sitting up here, he's on a peak, he's up on a top of a peak. It's nighttime, and he's looking out over everything, and he's shining his light. He's shining his light for people to see. He is not going to go into the fray, as it were. But if you are seeking guidance, if you are seeking clarity, if you are seeking truth, you can come to the Hermit and he will enlighten you. So as this change is approaching, who is the Hermit in your life? Who is the person that you can go to? Maybe the Hermit has not appeared on your path yet, so be watching. Now the other side to this card, and the one that we most often see, is this need for retreat. A need to get away and be with ourselves. And that can so often be the case that we just need some time to get ready, to be with ourselves for a bit, to have some alone time. And that is very often exactly what we need to do as well. Our third card is another one of these cards. This is another one of my favorite cards in the Waite-Smith deck because of its message. And many times we see the Eight of Cups as a very sad card. You know, this person does not look happy here, walking away. What I will say is that this person is in red. And I think we've had this card in a reading, if I'm not mistaken, not this past week, but the week before maybe. So this energy has been around for a while. But the red is a grounding color. So whatever decision needs to be made, and certainly it's a decision of the heart, it's a decision to walk away from something that has served you, that has been good, or maybe this wheel is going to turn and something's going to end. That's really been a good time. That's, that we've really had, we've really had a good time. It's filled our cups. It's been, been a good experience, but it is time to let go. It is time to move ahead and to move forward. And even though it may be that we're going uphill, we're going to higher ground. And once we get to higher ground, we have a broader perspective. So I hope this reading has helped you. And if you'd like to go on and see the next reading, please do. Let me know how this pick a card went for you. If you like this, this way of me doing Wednesday Tarot Wisdom, and how did the pre-shuffling and pre-drawing go for you? Were you okay with that, or would you rather me do that on camera? So give me some feedback. I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you. Thanks very much. Be kind to each other, and I'll see you for, either at the next reading or see you next week. Take care. Hi, Pile 3 people. You are the people who wanted to hear about love. You wanted to hear a message of love relating to either yourself or your family or a family issue or an issue with another person. And so I chose to read with the Art of Love Tarot. I love this tarot deck, but I don't read with it very often. So the very first card that came up is the Seven of Angels, and the key word is progress. And so I sat here with this for a second and I thought, let me go to the book. And I went to the book. It's always illuminating. And I want to read to you what the book says, just right at the top. It says, the angel of liberation relaxes your grip on perpetual treasures. Progress comes through freedom. So, what does that say to you? Because what it says to me is that you're hanging on to something. Maybe it's something that doesn't serve you, or maybe it's something that really does serve you, that really is good for you, but you need to let that something go in order to enjoy freedom and balance and to really feel liberated. Letting go is scary because when we grasp tightly, there's no space. Now, holding on can feel really good for a period of time, but it gets really uncomfortable for everyone involved after a while. I mean, come on, you get sweaty, you get, it gets heavy. And I'm not speaking metaphorically here too, right? When we let go, though, what happens? We let go, we create space. And that space can be a scary thing. Because if we're not used to space, oh God, what are we going to fill it with? What's going to happen? And what this card is saying is that what happens is liberation, is freedom. And if we can love freely, if we can love in freedom and give somebody the space they need, that's the best kind of love there is. The second card that came up is the I wanted to say the 8 of trees, but it's not. It's the 8 of stars. And I can't see what the word says anymore. Let me see. But what this I remember what it says. Okay. So what it says is surge. So when something surges, that is not a trickle. It's not flowing smoothly. A surge is a sudden and big spurt of energy or emotion. And when I think about trees and how trees grow and come up through the ground, they're surging. And that's the other thing I wanted to say. A lot of times surging is against some kind of pressure that then releases so that whatever it is can move through. So we've got a tree coming up, surging through the earth. The earth gives way. It liberates the tree. It lets go and lets the tree grow and surge forward or upward. And then what also happens? As the tree grows up, the roots grow down and out. And we've got this network of groundedness, stability, foundation. And so to me, this whole reading so far is talking about the benefits of letting go of something, that if you can do that, if you can find the strength to do that, you are going to see liberation and freedom and benefit and fruition and stability and foundation. So whatever it is that you're holding on to, let go. See if you can let go. The third card is one of my favorite cards in this deck, and it's the Moon. And it says illusion. Now, in my practice, everything is an illusion because nothing is permanent. So whatever it is that you're holding on to is also an illusion. And if you can let go, the moon will illuminate your way. The moon will illuminate what needs to take place next. So this card speaks to me not only of a period of darkness and things being in shadow, but it also speaks to me of, it speaks to me more, as a matter of fact, of illumination, of what the moon illuminates. Listen to your dreams, listen to your heart. Let go, and the promise is that your way will be illuminated. That everything that you need to see to move forward, you will see. You will feel liberated, and you will make progress, and you will move forward, and you will have stability. So just keep going. I hope that you enjoyed these readings. Please give me feedback on if you liked this format, the pre-shuffling and pre-drawing of the cards. It saves time for me. It helps me to upload faster, but really it's all about you. So please let me know. Let me know if you like the format or if you like the older format of just one deck and going forward like that. I will be on vacation next week, but I will have a Wednesday Tarot Wisdom for you. So stay tuned, be kind to each other, have a great rest of your week. Listen to your messages, listen to your hearts, and take care. Bye now.